Ooh, what a nice photo for my Instagram. Wait a minute, what is that I see? Computer, enhance.
Got an image enhancer that can bitmap? Could do it.
Bitmap? You mean an enlargement?
Now vector in on that guy by the back wheel. Okay, boss.
On Hades? Mount Olympus is a theme park and water park in the Wisconsin Dells, in, well, Wisconsin in the United States. From 1997 to 2005, Mount Olympus featured 3 wooden roller coasters of different scale and intensity. 3 difficulty modes, if you will. All 3 roller coasters were built by American manufacturer Custom Coasters International. Pegasus, opened in 1996, was the introductory small-scale coaster featuring the lowest intensity. Cyclops, opened a year earlier in 1995, was the medium-scale coaster featuring higher speed and forces. Zeus, the one with final boss presence, was opened last in 1997. Zeus was the tallest, fastest, and longest of the 3 CCIs in the park. These roller coasters were constructed within a year of each other, and for the next 8 years served as the 3 sizes of wooden roller coasters available at Mount Olympus: small, medium, and large. But Americans are thirsty. Oh boy, are Americans thirsty. And crazy. So in 2005, Mount Olympus introduced its extra large wooden roller coaster, Hades. Yeah, I'll get, one Hades. Hold the 360. In 2002, Mount Olympus's go-to coaster project partner Custom Coasters International became defunct. Former CCI engineers moved on to form Gravity Group, which was approached by Mount Olympus for their incredibly ambitious new project. Gravity Group's first roller coaster was no walk in the park. It was a splintering trailblazer under the park. Hades opened in 2005, promoted as the first underground roller coaster. What this actually means is that Hades featured the longest underground tunnel on a roller coaster at a stupefying 800 feet. Known for naming attractions after ancient Greek mythology and gods, Mount Olympus could not have picked a more appropriate name. Hades, the god of the dead and king of the underworld. Hades was stated to have featured a track length of 4,746 feet, a height of 136 feet, 160 feet in elevation, a drop of 140 feet, and a speed of 60 miles per hour. Despite being the tallest and fastest roller coaster at Mount Olympus, the tunnel was the star of the coaster's layout. How often does that happen? I remember visiting the park during the construction of the tunnel. Seeing the roller coaster track placed below the parking lot seemed so bizarre and was really difficult to believe. The reception to Hades after its opening in 2005 was generally positive, but not everybody was showering it with praise. One commonly shared criticism was on the hill out of the first tunnel, which slowed the train down. In fact, the hill was said to be reminiscent of the dead spot seen on some CCI roller coasters. In my Six Flags St. Louis ranking video, I pointed out a pretty serious case of one of the dead spots that brings the pacing of Boss near to a halt. Some riders claimed that they slightly preferred SNS's Avalanche at Timber Falls Adventure Park down the street from Mount Olympus, which is no longer there, by the way, rest in peace. Despite these nitpicks, Hades won the Best New Attraction Golden Ticket Award from Amusement Today. Hades won with 45% of the vote, defeating King Dakar, the tallest roller coaster in the world, at 16%. Man, this really was voted on by coaster enthusiasts, wasn't it? But like, that has to mean something, right? Maybe not. Hades was recognized as both an impressive and intense ride with lots of airtime, but the Hades we know today is a different monster from the Hades of 16 years ago. In November of 2012, Mount Olympus announced that Hades was getting a major upgrade, introducing Hades 360. Gravity Group came back to replace the dead spot turnaround with a stunning wooden corkscrew. To some people, this may have seemed like a petty move by Mount Olympus. Let me explain. 3 months prior to the announcement of Hades 360, Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri announced their newest roller coaster, Outlaw Run. Outlaw Run was announced to be the only roller coaster to feature wooden inversions, but now Now Hades 360 would be receiving its Corkscrew in the same year. You know, a Corkscrew is faster to build and plan than an entire new roller coaster. YouTube commenter The Blue Bunny Ken was grieving their loss, expressing unbending stages of denial.
Outlaw Run first wooden roller coaster to have 2 barrel rolls. This not the first to go upside down. Outlaw Run is.
So, was it petty by Mount Olympus? In the announcement post on Mount Olympus's blog, a Gravity Group engineer is quoted in regards to the subject of the Corkscrew as saying, "It's something that we've always wanted to do. It's something that modern technology has allowed us to do." So it seems that the Corkscrew was the idea of Gravity Group and not Mount Olympus. It also appears that it was likely a coincidence that Hades 360 was sharing Silver Dollar City's marketing spotlight on wooden inversions. Was Gravity Group making a competitive move against Rocky Mountain Construction, the manufacturer of Outlaw Run? 3 months is a short amount of time, but the more likely scenario is that Gravity Group and RMC were coincidentally looking into featuring inversions on wooden roller coasters around the same time. Adding a Corkscrew to Hades more likely served as a prototype for future Gravity Group roller coasters to come. This includes the barrel roll on Mindblower, for example, or the Corkscrews found on 3 in a series of roller coasters in China named Jungle Trailblazer. In addition to the Corkscrew, the turnaround also received an extreme 110-degree banked turn. The former dead spot was now arguably one of the most exciting sections of the ride. The second big change to come with Hades 360 was the addition of Gravity Group's Timberliner Train. The Timberliner Train replaced the old train supplied by Philadelphia Toboggan Company. Timberliners are able to navigate the tight curves of the Corkscrew as well as provide further safety for the riders. Each rider has their own seatbelt and a more secure lap bar than those found on PTC trains. However, this train change resulted in further pacing differences. PTC trains are notoriously heavy. With both Hades and Hades 360 POV videos side by side, you will notice that Hades 360's second entry into the tunnel is much sooner than on Hades. Despite this, Hades still barely makes it into the brake run before Hades 360. The PTC train carried more momentum to traverse the hill out of the second section through the tunnel. The Timberline train, however, was slowed down significantly by this hill. At this point in time, one pacing issue was pretty much swapped out with another one. Thankfully, in 2017, this hill was reprofiled into a double down that no longer slows the Timberliner train down. So as you can probably tell throughout most of its history, Hades and Hades 360 has always been celebrated despite a few nagging criticisms. But how does it ride today in the year 2021? Hades 360 invites its challengers with a sign inspired by ancient Greek architecture, not unlike every attraction at Mount Olympus. Although I would prefer Corinthian columns, Doric columns are so basic, am I right? This sign looks really good. I particularly enjoy the stone cracks and the gold Hades text with the blue backdrop. I enjoy the statues of griffins on the sign. I don't know what griffins have to do with Hades, but they are known to protect gold, and Hades is the gold that these griffins are protecting. Beyond this sign, you enter the queue below this warning sign on the coaster's steel structure. Hades 360 is a very aggressive ride today. Note, this sign is here every day. Keep your hands down to ensure a safe ride. The queue is straightforward from here. As you head up the stairs to the station, there's a good view of the pre-lift section as well as the double down. The red Timberliner train looks great. The front of the train has Hades on it and looks like this. I cannot make up my mind on how I feel about it. I appreciate it regardless, but in general, the train looks great. Anyways, on to the ride experience. Hades 360 drops pretty significantly right out of the gate into a bank turn and a double down. You may have noticed me oddly mentioning the pre-lift section of this coaster a lot, and that's because it's really good. Before this lift hill begins, you have a preview of things to come. Of course, this is nothing exclusive to Hades 360 in the world of roller coasters, but the pre-lift section on Hades 360 felt special to me because it was the fastest and longest pre-lift section that I have been on. Ooh, I regret saying that. Please don't make this a record. Now, this chain lift hill is said to take riders up 136 feet. 160 feet accounted for elevation. Whatever it is, it looks and feels really tall. The big 140-foot drop has a vertical angle of 65 degrees. This isn't an amazing first drop, but it's a good one, and what happens next really enhances it. Plummeting down next to the entrance gate, Hades 360 then enters the 800-foot long tunnel underneath the parking lot. This tunnel is long, and it's not a a straight route through to the end. It is pitch black and the end of the tunnel is nowhere in sight. At a top speed of 60 miles per hour in total darkness of the underworld, you are at the mercy of Hades. Under usual operations, Hades 360 operates without any lights on in the tunnel. However, the lights have been turned on specifically for some POV videos online. I will be referencing some of these videos just so I can explain what is happening down there. Looking at these POVs, we can first see that inside the tunnel is a speed hill followed by a large bank turn. In the middle of this turn is when the light at the start of the tunnel completely fades behind you. In complete darkness, you are met with a quick airtime hill and a crazy 90-degree angle turn. Mom said it's my turn to ride Hades 360. This roller coaster takes no time to bring on sheer insanity. After a quick step up, we are brought to the exit of a tunnel and the big inversion. Hades 360's Corkscrew. This is a smooth corkscrew.
Smooth.
It's a fun inversion and looks really cool. It feels really cool. And I think it's really cool. I love how it's located near the side of the road and how close you can get to it in the parking lot. If you sit on the left side of a train, you get a crazy head chopper from the catwalk's handrail while entering the corkscrew. It feels like that thing is gonna nail you right in the face. If you sit on the right side, you will get a head chopper just as good when exiting the corkscrew. The 110-degree overbank turn is another really fun element, packing in a few positive forces too. A good floater airtime hill brings us back down into the tunnel for the trip back into the park and 800 more feet of underground darkness. This journey into the tunnel begins once again with a bank turn into a short airtime hill. We are met with a second short airtime hill, this one turning and providing a surprising moment of laterals that really caught me off guard. Then the turn lets up a little bit before leaning right back into it with, hello, an outer bank? And clouded by the darkness of a tunnel, my brain thought in that sequence, oh, those are good lateral forces, wow. Wait. Are we outer banked now? Then the light at the other side of a tunnel caught us at the end of the sequence, and I saw that, yeah, we were banking outwards. Sorry, it's just, you are going so fast at this point. It's like, what the f? You know? So yeah, both sequences in the tunnel are incredible. I think I prefer the second tunnel sequence the most, but both are really on par with each other. After you exit the tunnel for the second time, Hades 360 ascends into the double down for more airtime. Following this, it goes into a massive long bank turn. From here, the train essentially just makes its way back to the station, traversing a few more hills and one more big turnaround into the brakes. After the brakes, the train weirdly drops into the station. It's funny. And that was Hades 360, and without watching the lights on POV, you probably had no clue what half of that was. But you want to do it again and again and again, right? I don't know. Hades 360 is rough. Now, I know that rough is a sensitive word in these parts and can cause harm, so I say this with my utmost sincerity. Hades 360 is pretty fucking rough. Not every section of the ride, the sections that are rough provide a special level of jackhammering that gives me a headache though. Hades 360 is literally headache inducing for me, so it's not very re-rideable for me, but you know what? I'll fucking do it again. This coaster shakes you around so hard you begin to wonder if the thing is held together by chewing gum, and that's because it is. No, as far as I've seen, complaints of Hades 360 being rough correlates with the Timberliner Train replacing the PTC train. But the highlights outshine the hell out of the roughness on this roller coaster for me. First of all, it's me, it's your girl, the ultimate tunnel slut. Tunnels. This tunnel is so long it crosses over into enclosed coaster territory. It's kind of like Backlot Stunt Coaster. Hey, that's from 2005 too. Year of a Tunnel. Yeah, tunnels! You would think that Hades Underworld would be fiery hot, but it felt a little cool under there. The tunnel isn't so much the underworld as it is Hades' musty basement. This is the best tunnel. This is the tunnel. Another thing I really like in coasters is low to the ground sequences. So I love that Hades 360 spends so much time under the ground because there's only so much headroom down there. You know, Hades 360 shares a lot in common with one of my favorite wooden roller coasters. That's right, Hades 360 is worthy of comparison to the enthusiast holy grail of wooden roller coasters, the Voyage at Holiday World in Santa Claus, Indiana. To me, I think it is at least. Dear goodness, form your own opinions. In 2006, the year after they brought us Hades, Gravity Group's second roller coaster, the Voyage, opened. Voyage's drop is massive at 154 feet. Hades 360's high speed of 60 miles per hour doesn't quite come close to Voyage's top speed of 67 miles per hour. And after Voyage's drop, it has two really large camelback airtime hills, one at 107 feet and the other at 100 feet. Later in the ride's course is when Voyage will kinda kick your ass. When Hades 360 finishes that first drop, it traverses 800 feet underground. It wastes no time kicking your ass. And then you pop into a goddamn corkscrew.
Voyage doesn't have that.
But that's beside the point, because briefly after a wooden inversion, you are back underground getting your ass handed to you for a second time. I am not saying that you are getting your ass kicked in a painful sort of way. I'm just saying this in regards to nutty wacky intensity. The painful ass kicking comes from the roughness. Hades 360 is a sadistic coaster, and I've ridden Voyage in a rougher state in the past, and that's a sadistic coaster too. Another thing, at the annual coaster event Hollywood Nights at Holiday World, you have the chance to ride Voyage in the dark of night with the trim brakes turned off. Until I rode Hades 360, nothing came close to Hollywood Nights ERT. Those roller coasters at Holiday World are insane, and you can hardly see a thing on them at night. The Hades 360 tunnels make me feel like I'm at Hollywood Nights riding the Voyage again. Anytime, any day, you have 1,600 feet of that magical night ride feeling. I enjoy the tunnels on Voyage, many of which are underground. The tunnel on Hades 360 is different though, and unlike Voyage with the trims on, Hades 360 has consistently fast pacing throughout its layout. Not all great coasters need this style of pacing, it's just something that I've come to appreciate a lot. Hades 360, also like Voyage, is one of those what just happened rides that you need to take time to process. Okay, you've probably had enough Voyage comparisons, but Voyage was the first thing I was reminded of upon the first sight of Hades 360.
That's Voyage, but not Voyage, but that's not, but...
I think it's clone. Yeah.
Oh, it's a Voyage clone.
Yeah, half it's on the ground, that's why I don't see it.
The location of Hades 360 is fantastic. Hades 360 is a terrain coaster that largely takes place underground and has a corkscrew by the side of a main road, and plenty of trees surround the other above ground sections. It may be a very rough ride, but I personally feel that Hades 360 has the traits of a legendary wooden roller coaster. Hades 360 is a one-of-a-kind roller coaster with two strong gimmicks and killer pacing. The roughness is there, and it can get brutal as the ride goes on, but it isn't enough to stop me from appreciating Hades 360 as much as I do. No other ride takes you through the underworld of Hades, which is an experience unmatched for me. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more and give the video a big ol' like, or else Hades 360 will get shin guard restraints. This has been 0 credits remaining, and I will see you in hell. My brains is rattled.